Welcome back to San Diego, guys, where we're in the midst of a 3-game homestand as we take on the Kansas City Chiefs for the second time in 3 weeks. Now, this is going to be a really difficult game for 2 reasons. Number one, Chiefs are still a really good team, and we kind of had a difficult time putting them away 2 weeks ago. And number two, because we're going to put some self-imposed rules here in this game, because honestly, we've been running the ball a lot. Like, if you look over there, Mayberry already has 1,700 yards on 223 attempts. I know that's right on par with like Joe Mixon there, but honestly, we've been leaning on him just a little too much. So in this game, as long as Forbes stays healthy, we have to throw for over 200 yards with him, which I know doesn't seem like much, but that is a lot for him. And also, we need to have at least one 100-yard receiver. If we don't do that, I might actually go back and make this a force loss for us if we end up winning. But again, that's if we end up winning and if all those things end up happening. Now, I feel like if we do get over 200 yards and have a 100-yard receiver, we will end up winning the game. But again, only time will tell. And another reason for that is because I know you guys like to see passing more than running, plus the college football game is coming out in a couple weeks, and I really need to hone my passing skills. So I feel like that's something that we really need to do. And we'll look at the stats here, but really, nothing really changed much. You know, we played them 2 weeks ago, so Mahomes is still having a really good season. Pacheco is still their lead running back. Zamir White has still only had 11 attempts this season, and they've all really gone to Pacheco. And of course, Kelsey is up there, getting close to 1,000 yards this season with 4 touchdowns, and Rashee Rice has broken the 10-touchdown mark. Again, their defense is pretty scary as well. They do have a lot of guys that get in the backfield. I mean, Kinlaw already has 15 TFLs this season, and a lot of guys with some other ones too, but in terms of sacks, they don't really have a ton, so honestly, we might actually have a chance to do pretty well with Forbes today. We're just going to have to make sure that we lean on that attack. However, they do have 6 interceptions this season, so again, we're going to have to be pretty careful regardless. So even though in the last game we really defended the medium pass and it worked pretty well for us, I think we're going to defend the deep pass. I think now that Kelsey is back especially, we're going to have to make sure that we don't let anyone get behind us because I know he's a pretty decent route runner, and with our linebacking crew, might have some issues, so let's defend the deep pass. And offensively, I can't believe the game is telling us to run to the outside because that's what we usually do, but honestly, I think we're going to end up going for the medium passes. If not, we can always end up going with the short passes later on, but again, we'll figure that out at halftime. So is it dumb to put those self-imposed passing rules in for us when we're riding a 6-game winning streak and taking on our hardest divisional opponent? Yeah, probably, but hey, it's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Let's go out there and get a dub. You know, life isn't always fair, but hey, you know what? I trust our defense to go out there and get a stop, and then hopefully our offense can really start to put it together here. Hopefully our special teams can stop them too. So not the start we were looking for from the special teams, but hey, you know what? At least they're not at midfield yet. Let's see if we can get a good stop right here. Ooh, a little jet sweep, but you ain't gonna fool us. Parsons takes down Tony for a good 4 yards. Nice little shovel pass, but no such luck for them. But this one's a little bit different as Kelsey picks up a pretty good chunk there and ends up getting up to the 49. And while I would imagine that Mahomes may pass it here, I'm also going to sell out for the run because that is a very good possibility. And that is what they did as Garrett takes him down for only a gain of 1. It's going to be a 4th and 1 now. Not ideal for Frank. And it's probably dumb to go for the play action down here, but we're going to do it anyways. And we're also going to hit... Let's go! We actually hit Gabriel on the little drag there and ends up picking up a good 14. Not necessarily our smartest play, but hey, you know what? It resulted in a first down, and I'm happy about that. More than I can say for that one. But it's still positive yards, so let's see if we can actually pick up that first on this one. No, thankfully he throws it out of reach. I thought that he was actually going to jump that route. And needless to say, that might have gone for a score, so let's be a little smarter here. Let's go for the screen as he thankfully finally gets it out. And Mayberry gets up for the first down. It's already 1/8 of the way to his goal of the day. Now he's got 25 yards already, which is great. And there we go. It's going to be not more. He had all the time in the world and he couldn't make an accurate throw. Worst part is he had him just wide open too. Let's see if he can actually hit this throw this time. He gets foot, and that's perfect. A good 4 yards as he gets injured, unfortunately. Let's hope it's not his foot. Nope, looks like he's grabbing at his wrist. Well, whatever the hell it is, that means that he is not coming back today. That is very unfortunate. So let's pick up this first down right here. There we go. Just can't float it over him, and now we're going to have to punt. So 2 big goose eggs from both offenses, and now they go back to work here. Oh, and he's got all the time in the world. Ooh, and just a little misfire. I don't know why Rice ended up diving for that. He was pretty much wide open and probably could have gotten to the ball. But maybe I'm giving him a little too much credit. Who knows? Either way, let's get a better rush here, which we don't. And that's what ends up happening. He ends up hitting Kelsey down, and now they are past midfield. We knew that was going to be a problem. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence over on Travis Kelsey, not necessarily the matchup that we want to see. And there we go. That is a little RPO for them that picks up 8. But now they get 2nd and 2. Honestly, this may go to Pacheco. That would be the smart call here. And thankfully, they didn't go with the smart call, and that ends up in a big sack right there. And Bosa takes him down for a loss of 10. Now we got 3rd and 12. Well, maybe I was wrong on the amount of yards that he lost there, but either way, it doesn't matter. What does matter is now it's 3rd and long. I know we're not great in these situations, but we can make this work this time. We're getting that pressure, and thankfully that allowed him to misfire, and that is going to be another 4th down. But thankfully he did not connect well on that punt, and we have it at the 29-yard line. That's beautiful. Ooh, that's a 4-yard gain by Mayberry. Maybe not a 1st down, but that could set up here for potentially the play action. So let's see if we can fake him out. Oh, we got Jefferson open. Let's go. What a catch. That's what I'm talking about, and Jefferson gets the 1st down, filling in well for Foot. And I hate to say filling in considering the fact that he was our lead receiver last season, but again, that's not necessarily saying much based on some of the receivers that we had, and unfortunately gets knocked down. But we're really going to need him here. So 2nd and 10. Ooh, oh, he just did not come out of his route properly. And that unfortunately allowed him to lead him a little too much. 3rd and 10 now. So we're going to take the chance on a screen yet again. Maybe not smart, but it's what's going to happen. Go there, get the block. Wow, he did not pick up anyone. Then again, where did all of our blockers go? At the very least, this will allow us to potentially put the first points on the board, as this is going to be a deep kick for a kicker, and let's go. He ends up hitting it. I did not think that Murray actually had the distance for that one. But thankfully, we know that he's got better distance than we thought, and that is the first points of the game. So maybe that drive didn't end in the points that we were looking for, but at least we have points and we have a lead here. That's nice to have as they go to Pacheco up the middle. Oh my good. Wow, what a juke. Take him down though, please. Come on now. And that's the scary thing about Pacheco, man, is, sometimes he'll just have some of those plays that go absolutely nowhere. And that is going to be a false start. And now they're at a 1st and 15. But yeah, even though he has some of those bad plays, he'll still break one off like that and just pick up just a shit ton of yards here. That's all right. Let's get back there. Nice little pass defense right there. But unfortunately, that allowed them to be able to get back all those yards they lost on that false start. The last play of the first quarter. And it's going to be a little RPO. How did he get around him? My goodness, and they pick up a 1st down when that should have been down for a loss. But still, after 1, we are up 3-0. Again, not necessarily the way we wanted to end that one drive, but you know what? We're in the lead. But that lead looks like it could be dwindling right here because they are in their side of the field. Are on our side of the field and really kind of threatening to score here. They are getting close to field goal range. So let's try to get them to, well, hey, end up dropping the pass, which they did right there. And that is a Kadarius Toney drop. No way! Who would have ever guessed it? But let's go, 3rd and long. Let's get in there. Let's disrupt the pass. We don't want to allow them to pick up anything. And that is a great bat down right there by Chancellor, and we're going to get the ball back again, potentially. Thankfully, we have a chance here to actually go up by 2 scores. Let's see if we can make that happen. We cannot. That was a really bad pass, and I did not hit the right button. But I'm sure you guys could see that from a mile away. Either way, 2nd and 10. Let's get it right here. Do we actually trust Gary? We should not have. And that is going to be a 3rd and 10 now. This might be the quickest drive in San Diego history. But it looks like the 2 safeties have really kind of pressed up. We're going 4 verts. Let's see who we can hit here. Yes, let's go. That is Gabriel, who may actually have a score. Can he outrun him? Can he outrun him? He can. Let's go. I can't believe he had the speed on that. And thankfully, once we saw the 2 safeties kind of press up a bit, we knew we were going to have someone deep. And thankfully, Gabriel actually has the ability to actually see that, pick that up, and look at that, just right in stride, ends up picking up the score. So I think we found who could potentially be our 100-yard receiver for the game. We just need to feed Gabriel a little bit more. And I would have never guessed that we were going to have a chance in this game when we were just kind of leaning on our passing game. But thankfully, our defense is really taking care of business here. And that is only a 1-yard gain for them, but that is an injury to Micah Parsons, but it looks like he'll be coming back pretty soon. But that is going to be an ankle, it looks like. So I think we need to be a little cautious about bringing him back once he is actually healthy to come back in the game. So We'll see how severe it is, though. But for now, unfortunately, I thought our defense was really going to hold them, but that's a really nice gain by Sutton. And even though Chancellor is a really great rookie, it's tough to match up against Cortland Sutton, because that dude is definitely going to haul in some passes. And that is a play action. And yeah, unfortunately, another burn of Chancellor, but this time by Rice. Yeah, Micah does have a foot sprain, unfortunately, and he is going to have a high risk of re-injury. So we're going to keep him out for now, and maybe we can bring him back in the second half, because even though it would be great to have him back on the line, we do kind of have to worry about the passing game. I think our secondary is definitely the weak link right now, unfortunately, and I don't think that bringing back Micah is going to be a big help for that. Wow, what a pass, but he does break it up, thankfully. And to think that was the pass breakup and not the Mahomes throwing up his back foot kind of thing there. But there we go, he ends up completing another one. Now they have a 3rd and 3, but they are in field goal range for sure. So we need to pick up this big stop right here. Let's get into Mahomes. Let's see if we can get him to throw it really quickly. Well, we do, but unfortunately, he actually hit someone for that. Now they're down to the 4 because of Rice. Now, question is, do they pass or do they try to pound it in? We'll see here in just a moment. And they chose the wrong one as Pacheco gets stopped behind the line. But that's not to say they won't go for it again. As they do, and Pacheco picks up a couple this time, but gets stopped at the 2. Yeah, I'm really surprised they haven't passed the ball once, although this may be play action. We'll see here in just a moment. That is going to be a toss, and yeah, unfortunately, Pacheco ends up picking up the blocks that he needed, and that is going to be their first score of the game and cuts our lead down to 3. And while that is not great, at least we still have a lead, and we do get the ball back, and we will get it back at half as well. And we just have to hope that that does not open the floodgates for them, because we cannot afford for them to score as much as they typically do. Let's go. Mayberry gets to the outside, but doesn't quite have the speed, but still picks up 7. That's big. So 2nd and 3, we just need to pick up the first down right here, and we will. Over to Jefferson. That's really great right there. So 1 safety back. Let's go. 1st and 10. Let's see if we can take a chance here. We won't, but we will hit Gabriel, and that is going to be over 100 yards for him as he picks up the first down. Forbes is just 36 yards short right now. And now that we've gotten closer to those goals, I think we can actually go back to running a little bit. Although that might not have been smart, but look at that. He gets around him and then ends up picking up the first down. Again, that is the magic of Mayberry right there. I'm actually going to see if we can hit Jefferson right down the middle of the field. We can try. Oh, we kind of got bumped there a little bit, but not enough to actually warrant a pass interference. But we're still doing fine, and doing fine on time too. We do have all 3 timeouts as well, but let's, oh no. Let's not waste that though. Let's wind the clock down a little bit here. As long as we waste some clock here, I'm okay with that. Because we are, again, going to get the ball back, which is great. Thankfully, even though we threw off his back foot. Come on, pick up that block. Let's go! Can we get to the first? Mayberry picks it up. I can't believe that. And let's call a timeout now. Super unexpected that he would have picked that up. But hey, I'm happy about that. We're actually going to go for a draw right here. Yeah, you're not going to pick up that block. Why would you? 2nd and 8, but 2 timeouts. So we feel pretty confident about that. Let's see if we can hit Mayberry down the sideline, but the ball gets knocked out. 3rd and 8 now. The positive is we are at least in field goal range now. And that's really good. If we can get some points here, that would be more than ideal. But if we can hit Jefferson here, that would have been even better. But unfortunately, the ball gets swatted away. And this one might be a little difficult, but we do have the wind with us. And that is going to be our saving grace here. Oh no, that is going to be way off. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But at least we wasted another 4 seconds. But now we set them up pretty well to be able to actually get some points here. To at least get into field goal range. They are not far from it. So let's get in there. Oh man, that's what we were trying to do for Mayberry, but they did it with Kelsey this time. And now they're inching closer to field goal range. Ooh, play action. Oh no, just don't let them get in the end zone. There we go, bring them down. And now it is inevitable that they end up getting some points. So let's end up getting in there. Maybe we can actually get a strip sack here. No, we don't even get a good, pass defense on that. Who was there to stop him? You had a couple guys there, but I guess that short pass just kind of took him off guard. And now instead of going in with a lead at half, we're going to be down by 4 points. So let's play this smart and let's just run the clock out for the rest of the half. Why not? Let's be fresh in the second half and let's just try to get back on the board. Because after giving up the points there where we went down 14-10, it's a little demoralizing, but at the same time, we're going to get the ball back and hopefully the offense can put it back together like they did in that first quarter. And to do that, honestly, I think we're going to start throwing short. I think that's going to be best for Frank. we saw his accuracy, and it really isn't that good. So let's make sure that we can actually hit some guys short. And in terms of the passing game, yes, they really had one good deep pass there, but their medium pass has really been, and along with the short pass, have been really big trouble for us. So I think we're actually going to go for the medium pass this time. Again, we just want to make sure that nothing gets behind our defense, because those deep plays could be extremely bad for us, because we've gotten burnt by that in the past, especially by Kansas City. So we don't want to have that happen again. And even though we do need to pass a bit, we're still going to end up going with a couple runs, though, which ended up being a mistake because we got taken down for a loss of 3. And that's not ideal, especially on the first play of the second half. But that's okay, because we end up hitting Jefferson for a first down all the way down to the 47, almost up to the 50-yard line. And now that we're over the 200-yard mark for Forbes, we're also going to lean on the running game again, too. Again, I know it didn't work on that first play, but hey, look at that right there. I know we just got taken down pretty badly on that one, but still picked up 5. And it's a good feeling being across midfield, especially when we have it 2nd and 5 here. Let's see if we can pick up this first down. That would be ideal. We do, because we end up hitting Jefferson, but he doesn't hold on to it, unfortunately. But 3rd and 5, we really need to pick up this first down right here. And I think we can hit Gary on the out. There we go. That's what I'm talking about there. Ernest Gary picking up his first catch of the day. And that's going to allow us to reestablish this running game here as we seal the outside. That is a big gain. Mayberry jukes and gets up to the 20-yard line. So let's go back to the air. It'd be nice to have him have a 2-touchdown game right here. And look at this. Ernest Gary's brother, Devontae Gary, ends up picking up a really good gain right there of about 9.5. As unfortunately, we lose Lindstrom for the game. And that unfortunately is going to be a huge loss for us, but that's fine. We can still end up picking up a touchdown here as we end up hitting Gabriel, and does not quite get back to the line of scrimmage. So when in doubt, you got to go to Mayberry right up the middle for the first down, as he ends up running into a defender, but falls forward for the first down to the 8. And I know you guys didn't see that, but Lindstrom is out with a torn labrum. That is a big problem for us, unfortunately. But let's go. We got Gabriel for his 2nd touchdown of the game, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Gabriel with the game of his career so far. It is a very short career, don't get me wrong, but still a really good one. Over 100 yards for receiving, 2 big touchdowns. He keeps both of his feet down. And again, that is why he is our wide receiver 1 on this team. And thankfully, that catch ends up putting us back up by 3 points. Let's go, defense. So we get a chance to kick it deep again, and thankfully with this 3-point lead, I trust our defense to go out there and stop them, especially with this momentum. Also, Kelsey is currently 41 yards short of hitting the 1,000-yard mark for the season, so we need to make sure that he does not hit that. Man, didn't look like anyone took down Pacheco. Looks like he fell again. But unfortunately, they still pick up some positive yards there. And we are not getting the rush again, unfortunately. No way. Cortland Sutton. Got to catch up to him. Come on, buddy. Didn't think so. Yeah, that was... I'm so sorry. It's just funny to think about Myles Garrett trying to chase Cortland Sutton down the field. And yeah, unfortunately, that is a big gain. And they just currently flop it back to a 4-point lead again. And while we don't want to play while we're down, it's okay. We've been looking pretty good all day. Oh my gosh, how did you leave Gabriel wide open like that? No one went out to him, and again, another great reception by him. It's like, bro, you've seen how dangerous he's been all game. How can you just leave him wide open like that? That's crazy to me. Oh no. And unfortunately, Kinlaw gets through for a sack. So now we have a lot of yards to make up right here. Let's see if we can get off on the right track. That's going to be a good one if it wasn't out of the range of Ernest Gary. Big throw, and unfortunately couldn't connect. So 3rd and 19, we need to find a way to end up picking up this first down right here. Can we do it? No, unfortunately can't loft it high enough, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. And that will unfortunately be a punt. Let's see if we can get a good one right here. And despite a horrible drive for our offense, that was actually a really good punt. But we do have a 4-point deficit right now, and we end up taking down Pacheco for a loss of 1. Again, man, Pacheco just gets those really good gains sometimes, but then he falls over himself sometimes like that too. Either way, oh, come on, you gotta, that's okay though. He had no clue that the ball was coming yet, but still ends up knocking it down, 3rd and 11. And again, we're not great on 3rd and long, but we can find a way to get in there. That is going to be a screen pass. Gets batted down, we're gonna get the ball back. So some really sloppy play by both offenses in those last 2 series, but we have a chance to really make a... Oh, no. To really right our wrongs, but unfortunately couldn't quite get the edge there, but he still picks up 7. Sometimes I really need to think about what I'm trying to say before I say it, But either way, let's go for the play action right here. Let's hit Levy. Nope, that gets batted down yet again. So 3rd and 3, we're going to have to pick up someone here. They're going to go back into his zone. Oh, no. Oh, that didn't get intercepted, thankfully at least, but we're going to have to punt it away again. And that is now 3 drives in the matter of probably about a full minute. That's a little rough for both of us, but at least the defenses are looking pretty good. So who would have thought that the punters were going to see that much time on the field, huh? Oh my gosh, oh no. That was a little slip right there, and unfortunately they get it up to about midfield. And Travis Kelce really celebrating that one like he's on his Eras tour. But either way, 1st and 10, about at midfield, we need to get some kind of stop, and unfortunately it doesn't look like our zone is going to be able to do that. And even if our man isn't necessarily great, it's a lot better than our zone coverage right now. And there we go, that's what I'm talking about. That's the way to end the 3rd quarter. Aaron Donald getting in for a sack, and with only 1 quarter left, we are down by 4 points still, but our passing game is actually looking pretty decent. I say as our offense has gone, 3 and out in the last 2 series, but let's just kind of put that to the side, though. Let's get back into the backfield. Oh, there we go! Houston picks up a beautiful interception. And he ain't going to get any further than that, but we get it down to the 38. And that's what I'm talking about. That's something we've been waiting for out of Max Houston for a while now, and he ends up picking off Mahomes for a huge turnover. Look at this right here. He just kind of scouts that out. Not the best throw by Mahomes. And yeah, what a great catch right there. That's beautiful. And that is why I love our secondary, honestly. They're just so good. That is a pick. Yeah, we're going to throw that right back to him. That was a bad call. I was like, you know what? Mayberry's in the zone. That'll be fine. We can get him. Nope. L'Jarius Sneed. I forgot that he was over there. And yeah, now they're going to be able to score here again. Yeah, well, that's on me. Okay, I get it. You know, that was bound to happen at some point, though. I was surprised that... What is going on? I was going to say, I'm really surprised that we haven't thrown a pick yet until that one. But man, that was just a really broken play there. Oh, yeah, he caught that. Damn it. I was going to say he was throwing that into traffic, but no, that's Cortland Sutton over there. Of course, he's going to pick that one up, and now we have a 2-score deficit. So not great, but we do have 7 minutes left. And we can definitely do some pretty good damage with that. Wow, is that Sneed again? Let him score this time. I want the ball back again. That was really... Oh, that was McDuffie. My bad. My bad. I got nothing. Well, at least the passing attack looked pretty good for 3 quarters. And now we've really just gone cold as we're just going to, take the touchback. And man, our offense has really gone cold here. So let's see if we can warm them back up with a nice little screen pass. Even though Gabriel doesn't know what to do on a screen pass, apparently. And Sewell goes out with a big injury, too. That is a huge loss. So we're definitely depleted a little bit here on the line. But that's not to say that we aren't going to be able to pick something up here. Thankfully, we kind of throw out of that one. Now it's 3rd and 2, though. Really, realistically, I could actually see us running for this, but we're going to go for the screen over to Mayberry. Thank you for picking that up, but unfortunately, that gets knocked out. And now I think we have to go for it. I mean, we only have 6 minutes left. All right, 4th and 2, man. It's going to be a little rough, but let's do it. Let's go Mayberry out of the backfield. No, and he gets stopped, and that is going to be a big turnover. And that, unfortunately, is probably going to be the game. I thought that Mayberry was going to be able to kind of juke him out there, but nope, no such luck. And that is going to, unfortunately, start to ice this game. And after 6 weeks of winning in a row, I forgot how much that losing actually sucks. This is so rough. There we go, way to bat that down. But Thuney goes down with an injury for them. So we're not the only ones losing offensive linemen, but at this point, I don't think it's going to matter too much. They got 6 minutes left. Let's get back there again. Oh my goodness, Rice is just wide open. And man, they're really starting to stat pad now. So do you guys remember when it was a 1-score game? Yeah, me too. Pepperidge Farm remembers. There we go. We end up throwing out of that one. And this can't be the way that we end the game. We need to end on a really good note. We need to make it seem like we're actually in it. What route was that? That wasn't the route he was supposed to run. He was supposed to go on an out on that one. And it looked like he went for the angle. What are we doing here, guys? Now, look, those first 2 interceptions were definitely on me. That last one, hell no. That is so on our, oh my gosh. That's so on our tight end for not running the route that he was supposed to run. 1st and goal now. We need to pick this up. And there we go. At least we stopped in the backfield. Man, it's not even like we're just losing, man. We're just getting absolutely trampled here. They definitely wanted some revenge, and they're definitely getting it. It's not like anyone can really be that surprised. I mean, this is the Chiefs, and we've gotten pretty lucky this season. And thankfully, he ends up dropping that one, and that is not going to be an extra 7. And even though they are going to end up getting some points here, at the very least, at least our defense held them. Positive. Again, you got to look for the positive in everything, and that is the only positive I can take out of this. So not ideal. Let's keep going back to the air for some bizarre reason. And there we go. We got Mayberry up the middle. That's beautiful. Really good catch, and we're getting up to the midfield. So let's see if we can just end this game with a score, though. You know what I mean? Oh, he ends up... Oh, Gabriel was going to be wide open, too. That's the worst part. Play action on 2nd and 10? Why not? Let's do it. That's beautiful. Let's see if we can hit Gabriel. Come on, buddy. You got the hands! Well, it also would be nice if he actually threw the ball to you. That's okay. 3rd and 10, we're actually going to go for a receiver screen on this one. There we go. What a block! What a block, but he didn't quite get the ball in time. And now it's going to be 4th and 4. That was such a good block. I'm sorry. That's the one positive I'm going to take out of this one now. Let's see. No, that is going to be a turnover. Again. And now I think we can just kind of fast forward to the end of the game. So if you guys don't see anything else, just know that, yeah, we did not do well. I mean, minute 12 seconds, 5-something possession game. We can come back, right? I mean, never say never, right? Why not? Why not us? Man, that's why, because he can't throw an accurate pass to save his life. See if we can actually hit Jefferson here. We will. I know that was a really quick pass, but hey, you know it was worth it to be able to pick up the 1st down. Let's see what we can do here, especially for catching them a little off guard. Let's see if we can hit Gabriel here. We sure do. We do. Let's get up to the line. Go, 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 go. Why not? Let's see if we can score one more time right here. Why not? Let's do it. And there we go. Picked off. We almost scored one more time. But there we go. Take him down. And that's what we got. That's okay, though. You know what? We gave him a shot. And, sometimes that's all you can ask for. Way to take him down, and that's going to wind it down to the end of the game. And, man, this was an embarrassing one. I mean, again, we actually had a really good game up until about the 4th quarter. Then we started throwing picks, couple pick sixes, and their offense just really started to cook. And, yeah, that is not the way to snap a 6-game winning streak. So we go down 48-17. We're going to put this one behind us, and we're just going to look forward to facing whoever the hell it is that we face next. At this point, I really don't care. We need to get some revenge. I mean, if there is one positive here, it's the fact that Forbes actually had more passing yards than Mahomes. 345, which is actually his career high. 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, though. And of course, a rating of 46.8 definitely isn't good. But what can you do? Pacheco ended up having 76 yards and a touchdown. Mayberry got some much-needed rest, but had 12 for 60 still. Mahomes got out for a couple scrambles for 23. In terms of receiving, though, man, Nathan Gabriel, his biggest game of his career. I mean, 9 receptions, 194, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, unfortunately, that didn't really mean much because we ended up losing by about 5 possessions. But that doesn't matter. He still picked up his biggest game of his career and of this season. And definitely the highest receiving total that the Bisons have had throughout this entire build. Mayberry did have 4 for 59, a lot of those on screens. Jefferson 4 for 70, Gary 1 for 10, the other Gary 1 for 8, and Foot 1 for 4 before he ended up getting knocked out. Unfortunately, Mayberry did drop 2 and Jefferson dropped 1. But again, those might have actually made a difference earlier in the game, but definitely not later in the game. In terms of defense, though, I mean, we had 8 TFLs. We had 2 sacks, we had an interception, but we didn't have any forced fumbles. But even so, that was actually a decent showing from the defense until that 4th quarter. Although a couple of the points, again, came from pick sixes, but what can you do? Aaron Donald and Bosa definitely had some pretty decent games. Same with DeMarcus Lawrence. And again, that one pick by Houston was actually huge. It's just unfortunate it didn't really matter in the long run. So in addition to the game loss, we also lost Chris Lindstrom for the next 3 weeks to the torn labrum. It's going to be a big loss, especially on our offensive line, but I think we can still power through. I mean, our next game is going to be at home. It's the last one of this homestand against the Titans. Can't believe I forgot about that. Then we go on a nice little road trip to be able to face the Raiders. Now, it is possible that once we advance this week, which we're going to do right now, that the Raiders ended up winning and they end up tying us atop the AFC West. In which case, that game will become even more important But that is not the case. The Raiders go down, and we still have that full one-game lead in the AFC West. Now, thankfully, the Chiefs are still a game and a half back, and we did split the season series against them, so at least with only a handful of weeks left, we do have a chance of being atop the AFC West at the end of the season, and not the Chiefs. But again, that does mean that we need to play extremely well these last couple weeks and do enough to stay atop the standings. It's going to be a little tough because we do have a couple of really tough opponents coming up, but again, I think we can do it. Tennessee is 6-6. It's going to be really tough because Jeffrey Simmons is going to be an absolute monster on the edge there, but again, we do have a great offense and, again, a great defense that should be able to handle this Tennessee offense. But again, only time will tell. I thought we were going to have a decent time against Kansas City, but obviously in that last quarter, that definitely wasn't the case. Now, quickly looking at the playoff picture, right now we are sitting at the 3 seed. It does look like the Bills have the 2 seed, and I know you guys can't see that. But again, there is still plenty of season to be played, and we need to make sure that we can stay atop here to make sure that we do get a playoff spot. Again, we're in a good place right now to make it so that we could seal one of those spots here in a couple weeks. But again, we need to go back to how we were playing during that 6-game winning streak and not how we played last week against Kansas City. Thankfully, we're not going to impose any rules on ourselves like we did in that last one. But again, it's still going to be a tough game despite the fact that Tennessee is only an 81 overall. But again, we'll see if we can actually take them down next week, especially since it is the last game at home before we end up going away to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. But again, we'll actually check the stats of Tennessee in this next week before we end up facing them. But for now, we're going to kind of put this Kansas City game out of our minds. Let's completely forget that this happened, but still learn the lessons that we ended up learning from that last game. But hopefully Tennessee is going to be an easier challenge, and hopefully we can get back in the win column. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to go down and drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week against the Titans.